同学们，大家好，我们又回来啦。这是向老师，我们来学得。So this is part of a series on Chinese model verbs developed for the Center for Advanced Language Proficiency Education and Research, CALPER, at Penn State. My name is Dr. Shihua Shan. So day. First, when you look at this character, you want to know that it has several different pronunciations corresponding to their different parts of speech, grammar, usages in the language. So it has several pronunciations. When it's a verb complement, as a verb complement particle, it's neutral tone, de. So the structure you should have learned in your class, the verb plus de complement plus some sort of result. 写的吃得完，吃得下。I can still eat more. 吃得下。写中文字写得很好。So Chinese characters, you're writing it right very well. 写中文字写得很好的 neutral tone as a complement marker. When it's a verb, 得 obtain to get in your possession. 得了他的好处。He got his some sort of benefits, was benefited by him. 得了他的好处。Sometimes we use this to mean bribery. Got his bribery, got his 好处。你得了什么这么高兴？ What did you get so happy? 你得了什么这么高兴？ But now we're going to just focus on the use of the as modal verb. As a modal verb, the pronunciation is day, third tone dipping and rising, day. It means have to, as demanded by circumstances, and also has the layer of meaning of against my volition. So when you want to politely leave a party, you can say 我得走了 or I have to go. 我得走了 Day, both something that have to be done because it's demanded by circumstances, and it's not something you would personally commit to, but it's against your volition. Just to show you something interesting, its ancient form looks like this. It has this 形字旁, so the radical on the left shows you it has to do with walking. So de originally means you came upon something while you are walking, like a wallet, and you pick it up and then you had it in your possession. But it has very remote connection with its modern form as a modal verb. They have to. Some examples, typical scenarios, adapted from natural language examples. First one, 在美国买车就得买保险。So in the US, if you buy a car, you gotta buy insurance, otherwise you won't be able to get one to drive. 在美国买车就得买保险. Even if you don't want to, you have to do it. Second one, 买飞机票得买保险吗? If I buy air tickets, should I buy insurance as well? Do I have to? 得. If it's not necessary, it's not the opposite, 不得. There's no such expression. We use 不用. 用, you know it's usage, so there's no use to buy it. You don't have to buy it. So remember the reverse of 得 is 不用. 买飞机票得买保险吗？不用买. The third is example of advice. 你得学会忍耐. You've got to learn to be patient. 忍耐 to be patient and to endure. 工作不会事事都顺心的. At the workplace, 工作不会 you won't. 事事 everything, 事事 everything 都顺心的. All are according to your wish. 顺心 according to your heart, according to your wish. 工作不会事事都顺心的. The fourth, another advice, 经验再好, no matter how good the experience is, 也得有理论支持. Still, you gotta have theory to back it up. 经验再好，也得有理论支持。The fifth one, a cultural thing. 在中国，结婚都得请亲戚朋友喝酒。喝酒 means to invite them to a big banquet. In China, for weddings, everyone should invite their relatives and friends to a banquet. 在中国，结婚都得请亲戚朋友喝酒。So this example shows you that they are used in all sorts of situations about you have to do something, although you may not want to. You just have to. And the opposite of they is 不用，不用。And they is also a colloquial word. If you want to use in a formal setting, you could use 一定要，一定要，得，一定要。So let's see an example from the TV show 汉字英雄 Chinese Spelling Bee, Chinese character hero. We'll see the transcript later, so see how much you can grasp from hearing this clip.
我的梦想很简单，就是在北京能有套房子就可以了。
啊，
我天！
你肯定道出了千万人的梦想，要不然他们为什么都乐成这样呢？
所以你今天如果要是通了关，马东老师就得去给你弄这套房子。
对对对，
那可真是一个大噱头了。
我就算完了。为什么会有这么一个梦想？
我在这个北京上的是中国戏剧学院附中，我和我姥爷、我姥姥都来北京了，住的是地下室。不是不想住楼房，还是为了就是最后害怕，考大学了考不上了，留学呀。那时候也手里也有2个小钱儿，也能走出去1-2段时间。对，就是现在就是要一套房，就是别让我姥爷和我姥姥在地下室受罪了。
你知道。
So this is relatively harder to comprehend, I would say. So this boy is talking about his wish, his dream, and he wants to buy a house, apartment in Beijing, which is beyond a lot of people's dream. So the judge gets kind of surprised. So the boy is invited to share his dream on the show, and the boy says, 梦想, oh, dream, wish. 我的梦想很简单 My wish is very simple. 就是在北京能有一套房子就可以了 I said if I can have an apartment in Beijing, that'll be good. 能 capacity modal verb to show able to do so. 一套房子房子 in China means all sorts of residence. It could be apartment, it could be an actual house. 就可以了 that'll be good. The judge says, oh 天哪 This is equivalent to oh my god. Because this is a very expensive dream. Beijing's real estate is super expensive. And the host says, 你肯定道出了千万人的梦想。肯定 must. It absolutely be the case. 道 is the more formal version of the verb 说. You can say 说出了, so you said, or 道出了, same thing but more formal. 你肯定道出了千万人的梦想。千万人 tens and thousands of people, their dream. It must be the dream that's shared by tens of thousands of people. 要不然 a chunk. Otherwise, 他们 referring to the audience. 为什么都乐成这样 colloquial expression to say look how happy they are, look how much they are laughing. So you must have told the dream that's shared by many people, otherwise why are they all laughing like that? The contestant said, the judge says, 如果要是通了关， 通了关 is expression here to refer to going to the next hurdle. 通关 is a vocabulary borrowed from online gaming. 通关 one hurdle, another hurdle. 通关。So 如果你今天要是通了关，马东老师，马东 is the host. 马东老师就得 have to 给你去弄这套房子。So he has to go get to that house because that's your dream. 得给你 for you 去弄 a colloquial expression to cover all sorts of actions, to do something, to make something happen. 去弄这套房子。And Ma Dong, the host, says 对对对。And the judge says 那可真是一个大噱头了。噱头 a big hot spot on the news. 那可真是一个大噱头了。That'll be a big thing to look at. The host says 那我就算完了。It's a joke, like I would be done. How can he find the money to get a house for the boy? And 那我就算完了 I would be done with. He goes to ask the boy 为什么会有这么一个梦想 How come you would have this kind of a dream? 会 marking this having this dream as a natural tendency. The boy having this dream is kind of natural development. The contestant says 我在北京上的是中国戏剧学院附中。In Beijing, I attend the China Opera Drama College, their middle school. 我和我姥爷、我姥姥、姥爷姥姥grandparents on the mother's side. 我和我姥爷姥姥都来北京了。We're all in Beijing. 住的是地下室，住的是地下室。So we live in underground residence. 不是不想住楼房。It's not that we don't want to live in a building above ground. 还是为了害怕，最后害怕考大学了，考不上。We're just afraid that later when we go to college, we are not gonna make it. 考大学 take the test for entering college. 考不上了 won't be able to make it. 留学啊 so they're thinking about going abroad to study. 留学啊那时候手里也有2个小钱儿。At that time, because we would have an apartment, we would be able to sell it and we'll be able to have some money. 2个小钱儿 is diminutive expression to talk about money. We would have some money. 也能走出去1-2段时间 We would be able to go out, go abroad for 1 or 2 times. 就是现在就是要一套房 So now I want a house. 就是别让我姥爷和姥姥在地下室受罪了 So won't let my grandpa, grandma to endure so much suffering in an underground apartment. So this boy was talking about why he wants to get a house for his own future and for his grandparents. The speech is very much northern Chinese Mandarin. Very colloquial. You can learn lots of colloquial expressions. So let's go back to the clip and for you to listen to it. Again, it's very difficult because it's very natural. So let's hear this.
我的梦想很简单，就是在北京能有套房子就可以了。
啊，
我天！
你肯定道出了千万人的梦想，要不然他们为什么都乐成这样啊？
所以你今天如果要是通了关，马东老师就得去给你弄这套房子。
对，
那可真是一个大噱头了。
我就算完了。为什么会有这么一个梦想？
我在这个北京上的是中国戏剧学院附中，我和我姥爷、我姥姥都来北京了，住的是地下室。 不是不想住楼房，还是为了就是最后害怕，考大学了考不上了，留学呀。那时候也手里也有2个小钱儿，也能走出去1-2段时间。对，就是现在就是要一套房，就是别让我姥爷和我姥姥在地下室受罪了。
你知道
So we have these modal verbs 能、得、会、想、能, and you can see how they're sprinkled in this clip and how they help the speaker to talk about situations as being a natural tendency or circumstances making you have to do this or your own capacity, being enabled to do something. So it's a relatively difficult clip because of the very colloquial, very natural speech style. I hope you find it useful. Again, 得 is relatively a simple modal verb among all these we are studying. 得, the opposite of 得 is 不用. So the next modal verb we learn will be 应该. We stop for now for you to take a rest, and you can go back to listen to the clip and study the transcript. 谢谢大家，再见。